These are eggs from our chickens in our house, and I always want to make faces on them because they're such cute eggs. I just like any sort of creative outlet, and my husband does not like it as much because it's always messy and crazy, because I was supposed to be doing something else, but it was raining. I don't really like Christmas decorations, but I love this idea. So it's a toy dinosaur with an ugly sweater and a bow tie and a Christmas tree. I can get on board with that. So like there's plastic animals all over my house with holes cut out of them that haven't been finished. This is a deer pelvis that someone gave me, and a vertebrae, and I saw a butterfly and then a stand. So there's not really a purpose, but I didn't want it to go to waste. So that's my sculpture findings. This is another skull that somebody was going to throw away. It's a deer skull, and I decided to paint Starry Night on it, or a version of. Just thought it was really neat because the way one side of it was torn away. So I just generally like to be creative in whatever outlet I possibly can. This is one of my paintings. It wasn't going right, so I started pouring vinegar on it because I had no idea what vinegar might do to paint. Because I don't really have a background as far as like what paint does, other than what it's doing when I use it. So it gave it like a really nice, chalky, cosmic feel. So, and this one is, I put baking soda on the canvas before I put paint over it. And then I poured vinegar on it, so there was like explosions going on for like an hour. I would keep dripping vinegar on it. Just because I had some extra paint that was going to be thrown away, so I just like to experiment with it. This is actually, it's called war paint, but it's actually from, I was doing another painting with a palette knife for the first time, and I hated the idea of wasting the paint that I was wiping off, so I just started wiping it onto a canvas and then started being a little more structured with it. Just because paint's expensive and I don't want to waste it. This is one of my first paintings. I did this when I was in high school, and it was like the Red House by Jimi Hendrix. And I just wanted to use one color, and I generally don't sketch anything. I just go for it because I hate the idea of maybe trying to erase something or cover it up. So that was just all one color and just going for it. This painting, I actually did it outside because I just it was coated with paint, and then I slowly dripped water and watched it change and move. My husband was like, "What are you doing out there?" Because I was watching it for an hour, down on the ground, like, go this way, paint. And then what I didn't know it was going to be buildings, but I came back in and started wiping off the white rectangles. And so then I came back in later. I was like, oh, this looks like buildings. And so it turned into Virginia Avenue. So I don't really have a plan generally, and my backgrounds are usually, they're not really connected to what's in the foreground. This one's called Hungry, and I just thought about like the red dirt of Africa, but they have meaning to what's in the foreground, but they're not necessarily like connected. I'll do a background and then come back in later. This one I did everything except the black I did with my hands. I don't like to clean paintbrushes. So it's easier to clean hands than paintbrushes, so like all the shading on the face with my fingers and then bringing all the color. That purple is actually my favorite color to paint with, so if I don't know what I'm going to do, I'll usually just do purple. This was another day where I didn't have any paintbrushes, they were all stiff. So I used a fork and just started making lines because I had leftover purple and I didn't want to waste it because I love it so much. And so this one's called Notes, and it was just kind of coming out from her. But it was really neat, like using the fork. This one's called Undertow, and again, I usually don't like to do a background. I like to work with white, but this one I did like a nice gray, and then I like to flip things upside down and paint and let everything drip and just like let it be kind of organic with where the paint goes. And I didn't. This one's called Hallelujah, and I was listening to this song, the Jeff Buckley song. And again, it's that same purple. And I like I like to use the white background because my husband hates that I use white background. It doesn't make sense to him because he thinks it's open canvas. But I really love like just the open raw light, as you can see, and I really love hair. I love to paint hair. It's just a little simple thing. I like hair in water. That idea of just flowing, because I feel like you would be really creative there and break some rules as far as what hair can actually do. So this is just a sweet little thing. And there's a lot of these with hair and water I didn't really think about. But this one's actually really dark in the beginning, and someone told me maybe lighten it up, because he said, you know, your work's really primitive, and I was really offended at first. He was like, primitive? I know stuff. I didn't go to school, but I know stuff. But I do like, it is primitive. I see what he's saying. Like, I just want to tell you something. I don't need to get the big picture of what I'm trying to tell you. And if I don't need all the details, then, I mean, that's just extra time. I could be doing something else. So I like simple, you know, just, these are fish and they are swimming and whatever that brings out in you. And this is one of my most recent ones. It's actually quite large. It's 24 by 36. It's a fish explosion. And I thought I was going to have a panic attack waiting for the background to dry, because I like to just paint it in an hour and be done. But it turned out really nice. I really like that one. I'm going to keep going with fish. And then when I have no inspiration and I don't know what I should paint, I usually paint Yetis. So there's a Yeti love and then an 80s Yeti serenading you. That's my fallback, Yetis. So. And that's all. Thank you.